A little bit of tragedy. Spoke with UPS. Unfortunately, they lost my package with my PCI card that had the solid state. Go figure. Here's where things stand with the build. I don't have the chip yet. Holidays have been sluggish for deliveries, but what I have been able to do is at least use a dummy stand-in protective cover to do some test fitting on things. So here we've got how things will, for the most part, be as they go in. The wiring is a bit of a mess right now. Not too pleased with that. I'll readdress it as we go. But I've gone through, I've routed a few things. I've very loosely zip tied them down just to make sure they're held in place. I'll probably redo these to go underneath so that it's a little bit cleaner. Focus for me. Holy cow, V20. You boasted all this incredible camera technology, and I'm just not seeing it. Maybe if I switch to a wide angle? Is that any better? Turn the light on. It's a little better, but not quite. Go back standard. Okay, with the light it's a little bit better. So, test fitting a few things, just to see how everything routes in. I only have these held on by 2 lugs right now, not all 4. That's, again, because I'm not permanently putting it in yet. It's resting on top of a plastic cover that's protecting the socket. But this is, for the most part, how things will be. I'll probably pull the motherboard out, and now that I know where I'm going to want to run these cables, I may try to get underneath here and move these up just so they're out of the way and cleaned up. And then here is the new, well, not new, the vertical mount for the video card. So it just fits right in here. Really nice. Has a nice little GamerStorm PCI socket here. And then what will end up happening is I'll pull this cover off and it'll plug right in there. Everything will be happy. There's my 950 Pro. Now, what I'm probably going to end up doing is, again, while I wait for things to come in, because the holidays are being so laboriously slow, is I'll probably test fit just to make sure that this does not interfere with some of the other things going in, one of which being the PCI socket for the PCI card for the SD cards that are going to be going in here, and in my wireless. So I run off of wireless here, which sucks a little bit, but it's a limitation of the area I'm in. Don't really have any way of running a cable to the room where I've got my computer hosted, simply because it would be running halfway across the house, so we're running off bridges, things like that. Yeah, fun stuff. So I'm going to use, I'm going to be putting an Asus 4x4 that has the dual band multi-gigahertz type things in so that it can reach. This is just a simple Roswell 2.4 gigahertz, which isn't bad. I've used it before and it's done well. But I'll use this as a stand-in, and I'm going to use some ancient, I say ancient, some relics of former builds to kind of test some other cards. I've got, if it'll focus, an 8800 GTX from the first build I ever did, from way back when. I'll plug that in as my main memory card. It'll end up sitting right, it'll end up sitting in something like this. It'll be a good little show because it's a nice, massive card. I don't have it in yet. Actually, let's see what it would look like if I got it in. So, that'll line up there. That'll, can you see? Yeah, that'll line up right like that. It'll lock in and should go in without an issue. I say should, but it's just not. Oh, I see what it's catching on. Let me unlock you. So it really does have to kind of go straight in. Good to know for future. So that'll lock in nice and easy. So once I get the 1080, it'll fit in just like that for the most part. Focus! Holy cow, camera. I need a better camera if I'm going to keep doing stuff like this. Note to self. So, yeah, old 8800 is going to be my stand-in as I get things test fit, and then I'll see how things go as I fit other cards in, which I'll have to do first, naturally. But yeah, we should be fine. It's going to be tight, but should be relatively well fit. Go ahead and pop that out. Whoop. But I've also got a relic of another build I did shortly after. An old HD 4890 from Radeon. Oh man. I actually have two of these. They were SLI'd. But the other one, I had some issues with compatibility running an SLI, not SLI, crossfired HD 4890 setup. Things just didn't want to run right, so I wound up pulling one out because I kept getting blue screens and all that kind of nonsense. And it has been sitting on a shelf in my in a box in a closet for quite a while now. This is a relatively new, relatively unused HD 4890, which is remarkable. I honestly forgot I even had this until I was going through old stuff from former builds and was like, oh yeah, I had this thing, didn't I? And I've got the counterpart, but it's showing its age. It really is showing its age, which is unfortunate. What I may end up doing is I know someone who likes to overclock a lot of old stuff, and I may just send them this stuff and just say, hey, have fun with it. See how things go. It would be hysterical to see what the 8800 can do with someone who loves to push things to the limits. But anyway, so that aside, my substitutes, my stand-ins for fit purposes, there's another relic, sort of. An old Killer Ethernet card. Killer Xeno, what were you? A Killer Xeno SKO3. Yeah, I had that too. How about that? A dedicated Ethernet card, which this old MSI has built in, so I'm not going to worry too much about installing that. Let me spin you around here. From a wiring perspective, this is not a finished product. I will be going through and cleaning all this up. Again, I'm test fitting lengths, test fitting a few things, trying to get stuff run to where it needs to go, get a feel for how it's going to look, and then I'll finalize it and put proper ties and zip ties and all that kind of stuff in place. Here you can actually see the backside of the mount for the cooler, which is kind of cool. This is the bracket that holds everything to the motherboard itself. It'll be nice, it'll be flush. It actually sits underneath this lip here, so no interference whatsoever. That's where the solid states will go. This is the cage where the hard drives will go. And this is the bay where the power supply will go. One of the things I'm going to look into doing, primarily for all these cables here that go to the power on, the reset switch, the LED lights, and all that kind of stuff, instead of running them through this rubber part here, which then causes them to, like you saw earlier, go across the top of the framework, I may bring them down underneath here and then have them come up right around here over the power supply, where they will plug in and be completely out of view until they're really necessary. Then I'll mount my two intake 120mm fans right in here. So I'll have a good intake of air. That'll push in through here. I'll clean all this wiring up. Focus. It says it's got autofocus turned on. I don't know why it's not doing it. Maybe that's it. I don't know. So I'll run all the cabling through here, clean all this wiring up, may even try to bundle and loom it and and put it inside of one sleeve, so it's just one clean bundle of wiring until things need to come out. Very similar to what I've done with the wiring on my PC, my all-in-one that I'm running right now. Oh, which, if you can see, it's still kind of a mess. I need to get in there. I had to do some rewiring when I was redoing hard drives, but if I use something similar to that sleeve right there, I can probably clean the internals of this up remarkably well. And I'll look into doing something like that as well. But anyway, that's where things are right now. Unfortunately, with the holidays, the shipping situation kind of sucks. I am none too pleased with how um, my package is lost in shipment. I am very disappointed in that, which sucks a bit. It's going to set me back. Monday, I've got to get a hold of the. Oh gosh, that light. Turn you off. There we go. Monday, I've got to get a hold of the. I already got a hold of UPS. They filed the claim. They're going to notify the company that I ordered all the stuff from, and I don't even know if you can see me, but hey, whatever. I've got to notify them Monday because their office hours are only Monday through Friday. Let them know of the investigation, see if they can ship out a replacement, and we'll play it from there. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. Wish it was moving faster, but it's not. Yeah, we'll just see how things go. Bye.